So kia ora and welcome everybody to this information session on the Mindful Fashion Circular Design Award 2024. My name's Jacinta Fitzgerald. I'm the Chief Executive of Mindful Fashion and we run the Circular Design Award. This is our second year of running the awards. We're really excited to be launching the award again this year, and we have made some changes from how we ran it last year. So we wanted to talk you through what the changes are and what the process is going to be like this year. At Mindful Fashion, our mission is to create an innovative, full circle and thriving future for New Zealand's fashion and textile industry. This means changing the way that products are designed, made and used to be circular, to ensure that valuable resources are kept in use and out of landfill. And we believe that designers, innovators and creatives are at the forefront of this change. So we've launched the Circular Design Award to really start to inspire and enable some of this change to actually start to happen. And we will do this through the program. There's a number of educational workshops which I'll touch on in a moment, but the whole idea behind the Circular Design Award is that we really foster that innovation and challenge designers to think about how they can redesign for a circular economy in Aotearoa. At its core, a circular economy is about designing out waste and pollution. It's about keeping products and materials in use and circulated, and it's about regenerating nature. It's also about the interconnectedness of people and the natural world, linked by spirals of continuous regeneration. This is a holistic way of thinking that's intrinsic to Indigenous knowledge and has long been found in the Māori and Pasifika cultures of Aotearoa and the Pacific Islands. So we've taken these elements of the circular economy and woven them together into our challenge to designers to think about the circular economy both from a technical perspective and also from a New Zealand perspective. So the Circular Design Award is an annual design and innovation competition that challenges individuals and businesses to reimagine fashion in Aotearoa as circular and design out waste. We have two categories in the awards. We challenge the entrants of the awards to design a circular solution for fashion. That could be a circular clothing innovation or innovation. So two quite distinct categories. Anybody can enter the Circular Clothing Innovation Award, any individual or collective, and any business can enter the Circular Business Innovation Award. And for this presentation, we're going to be looking at the Circular Clothing Innovation Award. But why go circular? We know that fashion is one of the world's most wasteful and polluting industries. Climate change, biodiversity loss, and inequality are three of the most significant challenges that the world is currently facing, and fashion touches all of these quite deeply. We know around 150 billion garments are produced every year, which is 400% more than 20 years ago, and that 85% of those end up in landfill, often very quickly within a year. In New Zealand, 74,000 tonnes of clothing is consumed every year, and 52,000 tonnes is sent to landfill. This is from a very recent Auckland Council waste data map. And Auckland's Redvale landfill, which is just one of, I think, around 20 landfills in New Zealand, receives 70 truckloads of textile waste, of clothing waste every week. So it's a huge problem in New Zealand. It's a huge problem around the world. The image there is the Atacama Desert in Chile, which has become a dumping ground for textile waste and is now visible from space. I'm sure many of you will have seen that. But however, textiles are also a really valuable resource, and they're almost 100% recyclable in technical or biological cycles. And a study by the Sustainable Business Network showed that the circular economy could actually add $8.8 billion to New Zealand's economy by 2030 if we start to enable it to happen. And we also know that around about 80% of the impact of a garment is actually embedded into it at the design stage. So the decisions that are made at the design stage are really critical to the actual life cycle impacts of any garment. This is why we've focused on the design stage for the Circular Design Award. So we're challenging people to reimagine the fashion system across its full life cycle, from cradle to cradle, so from the sourcing of materials right through to the end of life, and look at how to reduce impact and improve the circularity of those products and create shared value. So here's the challenge. Using the guiding principles of people, place, and nature, and drawing from the wisdom of Aotearoa's cultural heritage, along with local knowledge, skills, and resources, reimagine circular systems that can create shared local value, and design a circular solution for fashion. In this case, a circular clothing innovation. This circular clothing innovation category is very similar to what we did last year for the Circular Design Award. So the main difference with the categories this year is that we've added in the Circular Business Innovation category. I will go through the different awards that sit under the Circular Clothing Innovation category shortly. Using the dual lens of our unique place in the world and the circular economy, we're challenging designers to find innovative ways to keep materials in use. So with the Circular Design Award, we're asking you to identify a textile waste stream and use that textile waste, reimagine it, and then use it to redesign and create a new garment. And so how might you reimagine fashion in Aotearoa using a textile waste stream that you've identified in a local region? And the image there is one of our award winners from 2023, Catherine Chow, who made her award-winning entry out of used obsolete parachutes. You can read all about the alumni, so last year's award winners, on our website if you're wanting to get inspired by some of the entrants from last year and the ways that they tackled the challenge. And so here's a little bit more information about the circular clothing in a category. Identify a textile waste stream, and we like to, it's really important to consider this as the first starting point of your design. So this is really upending the way that design normally happens, which is designing a product to meet a need. We're saying that we want you to identify the waste stream and then utilizing local skills, resources, knowledge, redesign that waste stream and create an output from it. So the first step in the design process in this award is really challenging you to start with the textile waste stream, look around and solve a textile waste problem. And then we're challenging you to really think about the full life cycle of the outfit that you create. And so that's thinking about what is the materials that you're using and how can you ensure that those materials both have a long life and then don't become waste in the future. And we provide education on circular design strategies to really help with that life cycle thinking. The Circular Clothing Innovation Award is open to individuals and collectives who reside in New Zealand. So you can enter on your own or you can enter as part of a collective or a group of you might enter, but you enter one outfit. That's what we're looking for this award. And in this category, there are 3 prizes given out. We have the Award for Creative Excellence, we have the Award for Materials Innovation, and we have the Award for Excellence from an Emerging Talent. And so for that emerging talent category, that's anybody up until the age of 22 when the awards judging takes place. The Award for Creative Excellence is about creativity and design excellence, and the Award for Materials Innovation is really looking at really excellence in the way that the raw materials, so the raw waste materials, have been sort of tackled innovatively to create a new material of perhaps better value than it was originally. What's changed this year with the Circular Design Award for the clothing category is the entry process. And so I'm going to go over this, and I'm really happy to answer any questions that any of you may have. So the awards are open for entry now, and the entries close on Sunday, June the 23rd at 5 p.m. And what we're looking for when people enter in this period, there's an entry form and an information pack online. What we're looking for is for you to submit some concepts to us. So before you start to make a garment, we really want to sort of get a sense of the types of waste streams that you're thinking about using and how you might tackle that waste challenge. So we're looking for, and we've quite specifically laid out what we would like you to submit in this first stage. We're looking for a digital submission. So it's a 2-page PDF, 2 A4 pages in total, with a bit of a concept statement. So something outlining your idea in a couple of sentences, some visual storyboarding, depicting initial concepts and ideas, an explanation of the waste stream that you're going to use and how you might approach it, and where contextually. Now, you'll have a lot of opportunity to completely change this, but what we're really looking for is for how you're starting to think about the challenge and where we can provide additional guidance. And we're going to be assessing, we have a first stage of judging after this initial entry period, and then to be assessing those initial digital entries prior to people actually going through the process of making garments. Everyone the entries by June the 23rd if they want to participate. We do a stage 1 judging, which happens in the last week of June, and then semi-finalists are announced, and notified on or around the 2nd of July. We've said in the online information approximately 30 semi-finalists, and really depends on the entries that we get in, and the level of well, I guess the number that the judges decide that what they want to put through to the next stage. So this is really sort of doing holistic work when perhaps more support given early on or more direction given earlier on to the concepts and ideas. So that's the first entry process, and there's no entry fee. So we're really encouraging people to really be to explore their ideas and submit an entry and not have that being a barrier. And after that, after the semi-finalists, there's a 2-month period, July, where semi-finalists actually make the outfits, and during that stage we're going to be running at least 3 workshops, potentially 4 workshops, to provide additional support and mentorship to designers to help evolve their ideas. Those workshops are going to be around one of them will be around the Indigenous Design Charter. So Sandra Tupu is going to run a workshop on the Indigenous Design Charter for us. One of the workshops is going to be around working with waste, working with textile waste creatively, different ways that you can think about using it, breaking it down, working it. And the 3rd workshop is going to be around the circular design strategies, which is educational content that we have worked with Redress Design Award on, and that's around looking at those really technical principles of the circular economy that we want embedded into the designs of the garments. And so those workshops will happen in July. Entrants, semi-finalists have that period of time to finalise their entries and submit them by September the 6th. There's actually a workshop I didn't cover them, which is a workshop with Dan Awa, who's the fashion and editorial director, creative director of Viva, and also a designer, looking at commercial and creative mentorship for designers to help them really sort of elevate their designs from a commercial and creative point of view. So that will be a workshop in there in the block of time. And then after the final entries have been submitted, we have the judging process. Final entries have been submitted, we have the judging process. Finalists will be notified, and then we have the award presentation event on September the 25th in Auckland. Following that event, which is not on this diagram at the moment, is that we will be running an exhibition or having an exhibition of some of the semi-finalist entries, depending on space we have available will depend on the number, but that will be happening in the month of October. And so we're looking at doing that in Auckland, rolling that out around the country. So we're really excited about the opportunity to be able to showcase some of these incredible designs that we know we're going to be getting in this year to other New Zealanders and to the public. So that's really exciting. And this is just reiterating what I've just talked about. All of this information is online, but the stage 1 entry inclusions. So outlining here again what we're looking for in that first entry, which is really just broadly you exploring your idea. And this is the judging criteria. So we're trying to give a bit more guidance this year to what the judges are going to be looking for when they do the different stages of the judging. So materials and innovation, what material, how have you identified a waste stream, and how are you thinking about tackling that waste stream, the different creativity and innovation tactics that you're looking at. Connection to place, which this is an element that we ran a workshop on last year, which is available on demand with Johnny Freeland. And a really important aspect of the award is really how do we sort of embed those principles of Mātauranga Māori into this awards and into the entries that you put forward. And that's really about connecting it to place, like local skills, local waste streams, local resources, and really creating benefit in local areas. So there's a really good online workshop available now for everybody to watch on that. And then the full circular impact of the actual garment. So, the whole concept behind this award is how do we reduce waste from happening in the fashion industry? And this part of the judging criteria is really looking at how are you thinking about that from a full life cycle perspective. We're using waste. How do we make sure that that doesn't become more waste in the future? How do we really try and create something of high value so that people will keep it in use for longer? And that's through the four circular design strategies. And then finally, how do we define textile waste? Because this is such an important part of the overall entry. So this is how we define textile waste, and we can connect people up to textile waste. So that is an option if people are struggling to find any in their local area. So fibre and yarn waste is classified as textile waste. Textile swatches, cut and sew textile waste, damaged or faulty textiles or clothing and textile products, end of life or unwearable clothing, unusable textile products, and proprietary clothing or textile products that are no longer able to be worn or used for commercial reasons. So that they have some sort of branding on them. For example, if you think about the Air New Zealand uniforms, they wouldn't want those garments to be sold into a secondhand shop because of the distinctive print on them. So something like that would be considered a proprietary clothing that, while it still might be wearable, it can't be worn. So clothes that are still in good working order are not considered textile waste for this award. And all waste must be sourced from New Zealand because we're trying to solve local problems. This is just talking a little bit more about the 3 awards that we've got. This again is up on the website, the Viva Award for Creative Excellence, the Award for Material Innovation, and the Award for Excellence from a Rising Talent. So we have some great prizes up for grabs this year. Each of those 3 key awards, the prize pack is a $7,000 plus package. We're still finalising some of the details, but there's cash elements to them. There's a paid internship for the equivalent of 2 weeks at Koto. We're looking at another one at the moment. There's the opportunity to explore taking your product to market, and there's Viva editorial feature prizes as well. So there's a lot of really cool prizes that are available for award winners. Just covering here the workshops. So I've talked about these already, but the Indigenous Design Charter, commercial and creative mentorship, circular design strategies, and connecting to place, which is currently available on demand. So those are our 4 workshops at the moment. And then get inspired. There's a lot of incredible inspiration out there. So we have our alumni from last year up on our website, and you can see in the top row there that is the process that Carly Morrow, who won the Creative Excellence Award last year, went through to basically reimagine old jeans and create a really incredible crocheted top. And then below that, there are just three of the, I think, 24 finalists in the Redress Design Award 2024. They're currently up on their website. So that's a really good place to look to for inspiration. The Redress Design Award is a global competition run out of Hong Kong, and they have a very similar challenge where entrants are challenged to design a collection using textile waste. And so there's always some really innovative ideas there that can be good inspiration. So I would really encourage you to have a look at the Redress Design Award website. And QR code there for where to find more information, but it's all on our website. And I would now like to ask for any questions that you might have. I'll turn my screen off. Oh, did you all hear that okay? Any questions? No questions? Great.
Hi.
I hope I've inspired. Oh, okay, good. I was going to say, I hope I've inspired you all to join, to participate, but yes, go ahead.
It's okay. I think I have a question about, you mentioned connecting with sources of textile waste.
Yes.
Is that some specific sources or to be confirmed?
We can connect you into textile waste if you need it. Depending on the location will depend on who we are able to connect you with. Whereabouts are you based?
I'm based in Sandringham in Auckland.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So yes, we can. So we have a partnership with Impact Tex, which is one of the New Zealand's largest textile collector in New Zealand. And they have a wide range of old clothing, which is no longer able to be worn for various reasons. So some of them are workwear uniforms, some of them are unwearable faulty stock, things like that. So we can share with you the types of products that they might have available for you, and or you could go and visit them. I think they're open to that as well. The second thing is that we could also potentially connect you up with cut and sew production waste from clothing companies. So what I would suggest is if you want to email us at circulardesignaward@mindfulfashion.co.nz and just outline the sorts of things you might be interested in, we can more than likely connect you up to that.
Amazing. Thank you.
Equally, I challenge you to think about what might be in your area that might be waste. So what I mean by that is Catherine Chow last year sourced her obsolete parachutes from a local company that she knew we're going to throw them out. So like there'll be a lot of textiles that are getting thrown out that in your region probably that you might not really be aware of, like Eden Park probably have a lot of ground covers that I know they contacted us last year with the FIFA Women's World Cup about one of their polyester ground covers and what they could do with that. So there's always really interesting angles like that could be explored as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good to see you here, Donna. Hopefully you're inspired to enter again.
Very exciting. I think
Yeah.
it's great. What a fantastic overview. Thanks, Jacinta. I mean, it's really clear expectations, time frame and dates. I think that's really important for whoever's entering, but I'll certainly be encouraging and talking to some students about it, whether they enter this year or in the future. I think it's so encouraging that there's something, a competition based around this area. You know, it's hard for students to put themselves out there now and have sort of, we're hearing so much about our industry recently that hasn't been that positive. So this is coming from a really positive place, and I really appreciate that. So well done, you guys. Awesome.
Yeah, thank you. That's good to hear. And I agree. And I think it's, you know, times are hard for everybody at the moment.
Yeah.
So this can be a little ray of, you know, positive impact that we can all make.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, well, if anyone has any questions, please email us and we're really happy to help. Otherwise, look forward to seeing all those entries roll on in. Thanks, everyone.